You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about this NSSL soccer team. You might be like, what in the heck is that? Oh, I'll forgive you if you don't know. It's a professional women's soccer league, okay? I guess it's like the soccer version of the WNBA, question mark? That's all I can figure. I do know that there's a lot of different sports entities, sports stars that have invested into these teams. Well, the Boston team had a very clever little slogan going that said, quote, "Too many balls." I think that's funny. I do. But unfortunately for Boss FC? Boss Nation FC, something like that. I mean, it is Boston. They took a lot of blowback from the transgender community that was offended because they used the word balls. And there's dudes that pretend to be girls and women. So they're offended, even though, again, this is a women's league. By the way, they let trans players play in this league. Yeah, that'll go well until somebody gets their head blown off by a ball at point blank range, kicked by a man. They're never going to learn. They're really not. And I'm going to tell you, if they support what's going on, they don't give a rip if a woman gets hurt. That's not even a consideration to these people. It's not. They just don't care. Wow. So much for feminism, right? A Boston-based National Women's Soccer League team has changed its name after the transgender community reacted negatively to the team's marketing campaign. The since abandoned marketing campaign featuring the slogan, quote, "Too many balls." That's fantastic, actually. Wow, that's funny. What a missed opportunity. The slogan was met by intense blowback from the transgender community, including a trans player for the Seattle Reign named Quinn, who responded to the campaign by writing, quote, "Feels transphobic, yikes." I'd have been like, oh, this is the one we're keeping. Check. In response to the backlash, the team shut down the campaign in October and issued an apology to the trans community. God almighty. Unbelievable. Quote, "We fully acknowledge that the content of the campaign did not reflect the safe and welcoming environment we strive to create for all except actual women. And we apologize to the LGBTQ plus community and to the trans community, in particular, for the hurt we caused," they said in a statement. Never, and I do mean never, bend the knee. Never bend the knee. Not only did the team drop its marketing campaign, it also decided to move on from its proposed franchise name, Boss Nation FC. I was right. There we go. That's pretty cool. Boss Nation FC. I mean, it's not, doesn't have the ring of the Boston Celtics, but there wouldn't have been anything wrong with that. So now they're going to change their name, by the way. And their social media page, check this out. Check this out. This is their literal name. Coming Soon FC. Oh, come on. New name for a new era. Boston, you've waited long enough. We are changing our club name to something the trans community is going to like. I mean, just change it to Chicks with Balls. Just do it. Change it to F Women FC. Seriously. Well, the club extends a heartfelt thanks to our supporters whose passionate voices we deeply value, not just for their unwavering support, but also for their honest and critical feedback. Majority owner Jennifer Epstein said in a statement, I could take that so many directions. Been on any islands lately? Question mark. We could not have completed this process without your input. We aim to build a lasting legacy that makes all fans feel welcome, connected, and proud to wear our colors and cheer our name for generations to come. Unless you guys are straight, then bleep you. There, I gave you the unabridged version. Once again, guys, it looks like we have a women's league that are only looking for a certain type of fan. I guess with purple hair, probably the Megan Rapinoe types, the Diana Taurasi types, the Brittany Griner types. Oh man, can we get a Brittany Griner kind of player in the NSSL? The trifecta, black, woman, lesbian. Oh my goodness. That's great. Opposition to trans inclusion in women's sports. Yeah, and that's the funny thing about this. They bent the knee to this, and it's a bipartisan issue that, believe it or not, Democrats and Republicans actually can agree on. It's really your radical leftist progressives that America completely voted against that is in favor of doing something this dumb, like having to change your name and apologizing for what was a great slogan for a women's sports team. Opposition to trans inclusion in women's sports has grown steadily to the point that a recent New York Times Ipsos poll found that 79% of Americans are opposed to allowing males to compete against women. Not only that, the poll found that 67% of Democrats oppose allowing trans athletes in women's sports. Imagine that. Something we've been telling you for how long now? 3 years at least. Whenever the Leah Thomas / Will Thomas controversy was percolating up and Riley Gaines herself had to compete against the dude, or Lena McLaughlin, the MMA fighter that was the ex-Army Ranger, by the way, dude, going out there competing against women MMA fighters and destroying them. A lot of girls and women have been hurt, by the way. They don't care. This soccer team said they'll bend the knee to the trans community, so they apologize for the too many balls slogan, fantastic slogan, and have literally, they feel so shameful, these nutcases are changing their team name. Boss Nation FC. That's pretty badass. That sounds like a cool name. Nah, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of a great name and an awesome slogan. God almighty. The absurdity of all of this is astonishing and sad. And you want to talk about not reading the room. But then again, this is Boston. And, well, we've seen what kind of mayor they elect up there, so I don't know. Boston is pretty damn radical these days. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.